Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. Another recording session, more than likely. Do we trade the 50? See, it could be a 50 that gets traded to a 40, or it could be a 50 that gets traded to a 60, or it could be a 50 that gets traded to a 100. Plus a watch and learn, plus some other things. I guess the possibilities are better to trade a 50. Let's try it. Alright, well, that changed it from one to the other. So now we need to do 5 games with Hunter and Mage. And if I make a Hunter deck with Death Rattle minions, maybe I could get both of those done. The Tavern Brawl will be tomorrow, and so is the new expansion for, well, actually the expansion is not for tomorrow, it's the day after, I believe. We did just get the new expansion, but as you see, it's not gonna unlock anything, so I can't even look at the cards. Here we got 3 new packs, so we can start with this though. 3 new packs for the S7 video, so we'll open these packs. So I bought the S7 phone and have wasted probably a week and effectively turned Thanksgiving week into a vacation that I'm not sure for a YouTuber that taking off Thanksgiving as a week of vacation is the best week to do it.
Legendary.
Really? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's just, it may not really matter too much either way. So we have 10 of these and 2 of these and 1 of these. And these 12 cards don't even add up to the 100 dust you'll get from that extra epic. So now we'll go back to crafting mode. There's something weird here where, the Mean Streets of Gadget Sand are available in crafting mode. So I will have to, like, I can't craft them right now, but I kind of know I could calculate their dust value and I can see them all. So I will have to make a new video for that later. Let's see, standard cards. What standard cards could I craft? Well, I'm saying no, I don't want standard cards, I want classic cards. Is ideally what I'd like to craft. So we got that, and we didn't have that one before. Can't afford that guy. Can't afford that guy. I more than likely can't afford any of the character class characters with my 325 dust. In fact, I probably can't afford anything with my 325 dust. Right now is actually a terrible time to attempt to craft things. Now I have 2 of those. Because the problem here is it's going to show me all these cards that are available tomorrow, and I would have to sit here and mess up and go through all of these to see if one of those is it. And since I'm at 325, I'm almost certain that 400 would be the minimum I would need. So we opened those packs for the S7. I also got a new card back, which I suppose we'll enjoy for a couple days before the new month comes out. Let's see. I have to figure out where it is, and I bet it's somewhere at the end. Samsung Galaxy. Here we go. So we'll make that our favorite for this time. And now we can just make a Death Rattle deck under Hunters, and then we can play. There's so much setup now that we have to do. It's really ridiculous. and that's good thing I have that list set up for the new quests, and that is exactly, let's see, are all of these death rattle cards? No. It's still better to make a custom deck and try to play that. So, death, we'll hit that and just start throwing in things. And just a ton of other things like this. Give a random friendly minion +1/+1. That's probably not too bad. Draw a card, deal 1 damage to all minions. Try that one. There we go. Custom Hunter Death Rattle deck set. Let's come over here, select it. And do I have any reason whatsoever to play anything? No, not really. I think I'm just gonna have to give up on standard play completely. I think we're going straight wild in the next deck build. Maybe we could make a standard deck and play the standard decks in wild, but that's insane too. We need more slots, basically. I need another 9 card slots of decks to be able to play. Now, I don't have a ton of stuff to talk about. The S7, again, I can talk about. I did the official putting on the case ceremony, so I have now recovered it for a small amount, not everything, but a small amount, using titanium backup to restore to my old phone, and then using Samsung's switch inside the S7 to switch data. Well, you have to install it on both phones, but to transfer data over. Seemed to have some root access where it could copy the data over while not rooting the phone itself, and thus it created a scenario where I copied over most of my data. I had to still export and back up a couple of programs. I had to find a new ad blocker program that uses VPNs, and then in theory probably also causes more battery drainage. It's not a really big deal to me, though. So I'm using this program called Ad Clear. I had to try about 3 different ones to find one that would actually work, and it's definitely necessary because data is not free, as I said before. It's just not the way it works. So let's keep on playing here. I do want to win this game and keeps things fast. So as for actual backups now, I don't have any opportunity to do that. So I'm fully dependent on Google actually being able to back up this thing and keep it backed up until there is a root and ROM that works for them. And the weird thing about that, of course, is that Cyanage and Mod just laid off more workers, and they're not going anywhere in the right direction. And I don't know of any other ROM that I'd really like to get on and use. and it has to come to the S7 first, which means the boot locker has to unlock first, which means a lot of things have to happen. So I'm done with my phone. It's now working. I can see it's recording. I see the time. Because it has a wireless charging, I can now not worry about plugging in the plug-in and out all the time. Although I had a magnet connector before anyway, so it's not like that was a real issue.
Job done.
For a long time. And so everything is set, and I finally started recording some other stuff. In fact, I started recording the Lego movie. And just like Lego Harry Potter Years 5 through 7, it is laggy. It's not quite as bad as Harry Potter, but it's still very bad. Also, it's an incredibly short game. Only 15 levels, only 70 gold bricks. I've already played all the way through story mode. And now it's simply going to be a matter of
job's done.
It's simply going to be a matter of just playing in free play mode with the lagginess. It's definitely not recommended for PC, but the game is slightly worse than average. As far as the Lego game, it's not as bad as the Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter series. And the Harry Potter series runs well. Yeah, I suppose it's wrong to say that the Harry Potter series is just awful as a game. It just ran horribly. So if you can find a review that tells you it runs fine on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or Xbox One or PlayStation 4, which is what those games are really designed to run on, then you're probably in a fine position to just play it on the console and not have to deal with it. But it's a shame that these games even came to PC. It really does make this argument that I shouldn't even games should not even come to PC if they're not going to be good. They might as well just not port them over. And I know people complain about that, but if you're going to do a bad job about it, if it's just going to be a buggy mess and something that's unplayable and unfixable, why bring it over? Which that kind of brings us to the question of why bring the Lego movie over to a video game, because the Lego movie video game has many cutscenes, which I am almost certain are going to get content ID like crazy, and so this whole thing may get edited like crazy out. So I probably should, well, I'll just upload it all, and then I may very well have to edit every single upload and cut out all the cutscenes from the movie. That's gonna definitely suck, but what can I do? But the movie itself is better, and it's the Lego movie is so much like a video game to start with. The idea of turning it to a video game is just extreme. I tried to use a big word there and didn't figure out which word it was I meant to use. Extraneous is, I believe, what I was going to say. It's just extra to turn the Lego movie into a video game, and it doesn't add anything, and it cuts out scenes from the movie because obviously you're not going to get the whole movie. It really doesn't focus on the live action section at all. So for that reason alone, you don't get the most impactful, the most important part of the movie, which is silly. And on top of that, talking about things that, talking about Lego at least, Lego Worlds is going to go into full release for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One and Steam, which I'm iffy about that one because last I heard there was no real game there. It was this just kind of Minecraft thing where you can build and you can go around and destroy other people's creations, and you can save your creations. But I don't think there's a story there. I don't think there's well, I don't think there's anything there actually. So I don't know why that's coming out for release yet. I imagine they're just dumping it. We've seen this happen with TT games and WB games in general, them just dumping games and being like, that's good enough. And the video game industry really can't afford things like this. They really can't afford garbage getting put on the market. And if they are going to put garbage on the market, at least they could do the favor of putting it out when there's a lull instead of putting it out right before Christmas. That seems manipulative and tricky, and that's almost a reason enough to just assume that it's not going to be good. Let's see. This,
Bring out your
this,
dead.
and this. And this one. And attack. That was a nice combination of cards. Just a full reinforcement. And I can put Acid Maul out here. Who is he gonna kill now? Alright, this is 5, so how many other beasts can I get on the field? Let's see, it's not that one. Although that would be kind of funny, let's do that. Death Rider. Attack here, attack here, attack here. In the turn. Okay. So yeah, maybe Lego World is good. I just don't know. I think it might be time for a different company to make a Lego game. I think if they made a Lego game in the Unreal Engine, some company, I don't know who, I mean, I suggest places like Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, and Square Enix, and each one of those sounded like terrible ideas as I was suggesting. But if somebody just went out there and made an Unreal Engine game that was a Lego game, and then they could start maybe taking the level data, taking the 3D models, improving on the old games, making them run properly, do all of those things. Let's see. I need more beasts. I'll just... And then this one. And... Let's kill this guy. There
Job's
we go.
done.
In return. Geez, what was I talking about? Yeah, we just need a whole new reboot on it. They need to do something with LEGO Dimensions. I kind of like the Portal of Power idea, but they need to have real story packs that tell a real story that is just unique to those characters. The first starter set for LEGO Dimensions had you playing as Wild Style, Gandalf, and I don't know, Batman, I think, and that's not what they need. They need to be able to port a better version of LEGO Batman 1 to LEGO Dimensions, and then have the ability to switch into any of the characters that you want to play with, but they just play like Batman and don't have any special
For no one.
or they play like the custom characters, would almost certainly be the way it happens. So this way, kill this one, kill this one, play this guy, and play this guy, and play this guy, do this, and I think I've done as much as I can. So that's the end of this first battle. I've played 20 Death Rattle minions. Should I continue playing? Well, I don't want to leave on a winning streak, so if I lose, I'll go back to my other Hunter deck, but otherwise I'm not going to change it. And let's see, we only have about 8 minutes, so also talking about things that are coming to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U, Stardew Valley. Now, I did cover Stardew Valley for a short time. It just wasn't interesting to me, the whole farming element of it. So that certainly was a concern. I just wasn't interested in it, but it did look like it was a decent game. That being said, it didn't really have controller support, so unless they've got a patch that that is going to fix that, it feels like they should probably hold off going to consoles. That seems a little premature. Also, I don't know if maybe more work should be done in general on that game to make it more of a video game. Maybe. Let's see. The Binding of Isaac is probably coming to the Nintendo Switch, according to the creator of The Binding of Isaac, which you should take that with a slight grain of salt, but not much, because it did go to the 3DS, so he does have a business relationship with Nintendo, so it wouldn't be very surprising at all. It won't get very much promoted, unless it turns out that Nintendo is really going to try to go in a different direction. For the Nintendo Switch, which they might, but that's kind of unlikely. No Man's Sky came out with a patch. I didn't think I'd ever talk about No Man's Sky, and it seems to add a lot. Probably not enough, and probably still not an interesting game in general to me, or probably most players. It still has that stink of failure all over it, so I don't know why you'd want to play it. And since it has this little multiplayer online element to it that they've expanded now with being able to leave messages, that part is probably not going to get implemented very much, just on the fact that they don't do that again. Let's see, I can't do anything else. They also added base building, so you can now Fallout 4 style build a base and move things around. Okay. And for your bases, there are NPCs you can hire to work in your base and create. I don't know what you're really creating there, but whatever. Let's see. What else can you do? I wrote way too small here. Inventory stacks, that will happen. There's a creative mode with unlimited resources you can play as. There's also a survival mode you can play as, where I assume you die and that's it.
Shields up!
Freighters are now moddable and purchasable. And there are teleporters. So, that brings the universe... It gives the universe a lot more to do, and it brings it closer to everything.
Job's done.
So now I've got like 6 of these guys. Interesting. Now I've got 4 of these hats. So interesting that I'm talking about it. In the games I purchased, which wasn't a lot, in fact I went over budget by $1 because I wanted to spend $1 on the next humble bundle thing, and I'm now I went right down to the dollar and can't even afford it. It's so silly to have such little money. I know, but I'm living like many other people in the third world too. Except for where I get my charity from is like quite different from where they do. Let's see. This counter spell, okay, this, then this.
Job's done.
And then in return. But in what I purchased games that I knew the remasters were coming out for. I didn't get Tomb Raider, which is the one I would like to get. Certain of them still are kind of at full price once you throw that season pass into it, and that's kind of the trick of these sales. Is really is that there's actually a lot less of a discount than you're actually getting.
Job's done.
When you count all the DLC that you're probably going to want to end up getting. At least I'm going to want to wanting to get up that. There's certainly some other bundles I could have gotten. When I made it, it seems every time I make a list on things I want to get, it goes to about $300, which $1,200 a year seems to be about the right budget that I would like to maintain and keep. Whether I use that to buy old games or whether I spread that more around buying new games. And this is all kind of just to pat myself on the back because the Darksiders War Master Edition is a free upgrade on Steam. So I got that for free. And that's what I was hoping for, and that's why I didn't want to pre-order or purchase the game. And I guess if somebody had pre-ordered and purchased that, then they probably got cheated out of some stuff there, didn't they? Let's see. Nothing's gonna save me. So let's go ahead and do this.
Job's done.
Also, talking about free upgrades and free Steam keys, if you want to call Sega and prove to them that you have Warhammer 40k Dawn of War, I believe is the name of which was a like CD-ROM game of sorts. It's not even. So it's not like a Steam game. They will give you a Steam key if you had bought the old version, I guess, which is nice, but for a very small select group of people, definitely. I wish I could do that with a few of the games I had. The Command and Conquer set, for instance, was one of the bundles I was looking at to sell and didn't get around to it, partially because I don't have time. I just don't have time to play a real-time strategy game. Yeah. He wasn't gonna let me win. I knew he wasn't. So let's now play with the Wild Hunter. Let's see, Wild Hunter for real now. Let's play. So some of the games that I wanted to purchase were kind of games that I knew I was going to play. We're in this weird position that, depending on that, if Skyrim goes forever, I mean, it's going to go forever even if it doesn't go forever. I still haven't beaten all of the main story, let alone touched the DLC, and that's certainly a consideration. I should have ended the recording here too. And my Pinball FX series has already started airing, and that's that too is gonna go on forever. In fact, it may go on so long I may actually have enough budget to buy more Pinball FX tables and cover them. I doubt it, no. I believe I did get a different pinball game, and so that is almost certainly what I'm going to cover next, and that's turning that time slot into just pinball for a long period of time. Let's see, Taunted Death Rattle. Now this is my standard Hunter deck, so it should theoretically be slightly better than what I was playing before. More taunts, more death rattles, combinations. I looked at some of the Black Friday deals. I'm so way over budget. Spent way too much money on Lego. Way too much money on other things. It was bad, and I really have no justification whatsoever to buy any more Legos for a year. I think next Black Friday will very possibly be the next time I buy Lego sets. Which is kind of fine too, because it was the Christmas holiday village that started and caused all of this. If it wasn't for the holiday train, the Santa's Workshop, and the toy shop, those were the three big things that got added and they weren't really planned for. The other one I ended up purchasing was the Ghostbusters house, which was very expensive, but it's never gonna, like, the only other one I would even consider that's that expensive is the Death Star and possibly the Disney Castle, but I'm waiting till next year's version of the Disney Castle, and every year they make a new version of the Death Star, so that's not a big issue either. Let's see. I want this guy replaced, and then this guy replaced, and then this guy replaced.
Job done.
So yeah, But the Black Friday deals for people, there was a bunch of Seagate hard drives on sale. I don't like Seagate hard drives, frankly, and I've never had good luck with them, and I just don't think they're good quality. And then there was some Samsung SSDs that were kind of on sale, and I probably would have saved 20, 30, 40 bucks even if I had waited to get the 850 that I was going to get until Black Friday. Again, poor shopping. I used to be better at shopping, but I thought I was actually going to work on my computer in between that time, and it hasn't happened. The 850 is still completely sitting in the box, and whenever I'm going to get around to it, because I'm trying to get so much recording done and trying to get ahead, and frankly had a terrible bout of not working in this unscheduled Thanksgiving vacation I took. Didn't seem like there was much else really that was on sale. Seems like most of the things on Black Friday were really good deals.
A new acquisition.
And I typically don't buy things on Black Friday anyways, so that's that. And see, I just have a few things to talk about in the next recording, so I just need to hurry up and end this recording here. I suppose tomorrow I'm gonna struggle through the laggy locking up the Lego Movie video game. It kind of sucks I can't get the minifigs for those characters, but it's not even a big loss. I'd much prefer to have the minifigs from the Scooby-Doo sets than the minifigs from the Lego Movie. And none of those Lego Movie sets looked good at all. So this and then this.
Finally, a second chance.
Let's see if this works.
To the slaughter.
Job done.
I could play this guy next time. Next turn.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
I don't think we're gonna go through recordings here. That's fine. Although I probably am gonna end up playing offline. That's probably what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. And then I'm gonna make videos for the new cards, which I should have done earlier. This is probably, it's nearly midnight now, and it was probably would have done the expansion at noon. So I probably wasted opportunities of views there. Here it deals 1 extra damage. Oh, does that really work? Oh, it actually does. Interesting. This guy does 4. This one does 5. Let's see. 4 damage with this one.
Your turn to fall. Feel my pain.
Let's see, you can do.
Job done.
You can do 8, 9 damage, but I don't think you can do 15. This will be an interesting twist. See, he doesn't apparently know how acid mall works.
A new acquisition.
So feign death and get 2 more of these, or Chronos. I mean Chronos.
Job done.
There we go.
My hand is too full.
So unless he can do a significant amount of damage to me, I don't know, he's got to still do a little bit more.
Are you my master?
Let's see. This guy
None may challenge the living.
here, here. Oh man, I didn't realize that he didn't kill himself when he took damage. Ooh, that was a mistake.
Wow.
So oops,
That
and
didn't
in the
quite
turn.
get the mark.
My dream ends. Your nightmare begins.
You have awakened me too soon, Executus.
Interesting turn of events there. Well, that was an interesting way to end the recording, I suppose. So, either tomorrow or the day after, I'm gonna spend 5,000 gold and buy 50 packs on the new expansion. It's strange that the pre-purchase thing just never showed up in the store itself. They didn't even bother. That is very weird. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo, go to my main YouTube page. On the right, there's a blue button that says support this channel. And down below, I have links to all my social media sites, so follow and friend me on all of those. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.